What's going on, everybody? We are going to make my last meal of the evening today. It is about 8:18. We usually have the last meal around, depending on the day, like 8:30, 8 o'clock, and then hopefully in about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour max, I'm going to be going to bed. So all it is the old school bodybuilder approach, if you will. I've been doing it this way for well over 15 years, and it is quick oats, peanut butter, whey isolate, and some salt, and then some frozen blueberries. That is it. This does not change. If anything, like maybe the fruit would maybe change. That either would be pulled or it will stay depending on where I'm at macro wise. But we are going to use frozen blueberries. Quick oats, because quick oats I can either put into a shake in a shaker cup with the whey isolate and mix it up that way, and it won't like stick to the shaker cup or any of that. Or I can just simply use the microwave and just warm them up. So this is why I like quick oats. And then for the peanut butter, we are going to go Smucker's natural peanut butter, and simply because the only ingredients in Smucker's natural is peanuts and salt. And that's really what you want. When you're looking for a peanut butter at the store, do not be naive and think that when you are getting a natural peanut butter, that it's natural. Unfortunately, natural is just a catchy word, a sales gimmick that companies will use to get you to buy their product. So Smucker's natural, and there are many others out there too, but you have to be careful because a lot of times the Jif peanut butters, the Jif natural peanut butters, this is just candy in a jar to get the kids to essentially think that they're eating something good, which is a peanut butter and jelly. So just be careful with that. We are going to use, obviously, Axe and Sledge farm-fed brown sugar cinnamon toaster pastry. This has been my go-to since it came out. I order it online. If I see it at a supplement store, a vitamin shop, my buddy's store, XN Sups, I buy it because I believe it is permanent now, but when it's out, it could be weeks and weeks before anybody gets more of it in, and that's not in our control. So we are going to go 60 grams of quick oats, about 10 grams of natural creamy Smucker's peanut butter, and then a scoop and a half is going to give us about 40 grams of protein in this meal. And then we're going to do frozen blueberries and some pink salt as well. All right, so I got my scale here. So I'm going to weigh out the 60 grams of quick oats. And we are at 60 grams even. So we're going to throw some water in this and then pop it in the microwave and for about a minute, and then we're good to go. All right, so about a minute in the microwave and it is steaming hot. So we are now going to add the scoop and a half, which I am going to measure out, of the farm fed, code OTC1 to save on Axe and Sledge supplements. So one scoop of this is 31 grams. So, and we want a scoop and a half, so we're going to go about 50 grams weighed out. And that's going to give us a scoop and a half pretty much measured out. And we are at 50 grams. So that's it for that. Now we are going to take this off the scale. We are going to measure out our peanut butter with the peanut butter on the scale. And we are going to take out our 10 grams and then throw it in the bowl. This is the proper way to measure peanut butter, especially if you have a love relationship with food in the kitchen and you go to get some peanut butter and you can't stop. That is how you add a ton of calories to your caloric intake weekly. That is how you put on weight that you don't want to put on. And then you call me and try to take it off in 3 or 4 weeks and expect me to wave a magic wand. So no, you got to be careful when you measure your peanut butter. 10 grams is not a lot, and if you do this and you know what I'm talking about. So 10 grams. And we have 10 grams. So I'm going to stir this. I'm going to add a little bit more water, and then I'm going to stir it up. And then we'll go ahead and add our frozen blueberries and our salt. I like mine a little bit thicker. Whenever you're not eating a lot of calories, it's just, you want to feel like you're eating and you're chewing something. And when you're on low calories and low carbs and you're trying to drink a shake or do something like that, it's just not going to be fun, and it's going to be gone, within seconds as opposed to minutes. And I'm even I'll take this down in 2 minutes or less, really. But I like it pretty thick, so I'll just show you now. So here's what we're rolling with. It's pretty thick. That's what she said. Sea salt. You can do sea salt, you can do pink salt. If you are doing pink salt and there's no iodide, you are missing out on that nutrient. That is an important nutrient. So you can do either or. This is literally how I've been measuring out my salt pretty much for the most part since I got started doing all of this. Some people measure their salt out. Some people crank it and go multiple cranks for consistency. Others measure it out with the teaspoon. I just shake it on there. Give it a good shake. A couple shakes. Not too much, or else you're playing with it. So now we go just 50 grams of frozen blueberries. Wild blueberries, frozen, are the way to go. And we're at 54 grams, but honestly, with the wild blueberries, 54 grams, 4 grams is really not going to kill me, even though whether I was in a prep or not, I might take those out. But honestly, if you're worried about 4 grams of frozen blueberries or whatever it is that you're measuring out, you're probably cheating on your diet. You're really, let's be honest, you're not in control of your diet, and you have a long way to go. So you shouldn't really care so much about being like 1 to 2 grams over in your daily count. It's just, unless you're trying to be perfect, and none of us are perfect, so that's just not going to happen. So here is what we have. This is the final product. The frozen blueberries are going to cool down the oats essentially. So, I can eat this in 5 minutes. It should be pretty cool. A lot of times I'll come in here and I will get it prepped about a half hour before, and then I'll eat it. And then, like I said, it takes like maybe 2 minutes. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, but it's very short right now because I'm very hungry. And I'm not prepping for anything, but it's just, when you have clients and I like my stomach to be flat. I'm already like a wide-waisted Italian white guy. Not to be compared with Seth Feroci at all, period, but I am a wide-waisted Italian white guy. So I don't like a thicker waist. I don't like how my belly feels. when I have food that doesn't sit right. I am very much focused on digestion and absorption. And so it's going to come with lower calories at some point. That's just how it is. But this is my nighttime pre-bed meal on a rest day. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It was pretty quick, but we'll come back with a couple more things differently. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to record. I'm going to put this mic on, hit record. This is my iPhone. And I'm just going to show people that, like, you know, you don't always have to have the camera set up. You know, the professional camera, all the glitz and glamour. You know, you could just, if you want to put content out, you put content out. Get yourself a mic if you want to do it that way, and just enjoy it. I know people that say that they don't want to film things because they feel like it's a job. I just think people are lazy. I think, you know, it's like all the things that companies have to try to force these influencers to do. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it because I like to do it. It doesn't feel like a job to me. This is what's in my daily life, and that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's just how it is. So be careful who you support. Be careful who you fangirl over, fanboy over, because a lot of times you're not seeing really what it is and how these people are. You're just seeing it through a lens, and it's a whole different story in person, unfortunately. So just be careful, and that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for supporting. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment, do all the YouTube-y stuff for your influency guy here, and I'll see you guys later.